Yes, so our findings reveal that Nigeria generates more than 32 million tons of solid waste annually, out of which only 20 to 30% is collected. We dispose this waste recklessly without giving consideration to its negative consequences.
And John, we are all very, very guilty of this crime. Now, this number is huge. We must investigate all angles to waste, its potentials and possibility to creating wealth. And that will be after we have unbundled. You know, last week I told you to breathe, to exhale.
Which I did.
I don't know what to tell you today.
Which I did.
As we get to look at some of the days and the activities and the events.
Yeah, and I'll start with the most recent one. I mean, the news broke yesterday about the passing of the gospel singer, Samuel Poso, at age 51. And that's really sad. That's really hit a lot of us.
The Welu master.
Yeah, the Welu master.
And so, nobody heard he was sick.
Well,
these things they come this sudden.
These days they come sudden.
Yeah.
So we want to, condole,
yeah,
the family and
the entertainment industry,
the teaming friends everywhere. Yeah. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, he made a lot of impact in our lives, in church and outside of church, with his own style of worship. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Well, while we're at that, I would, I'm rejoicing. Yeah, because yet the Super Eagles couldn't make it to Qatar.
Yes,
but Nigeria is being celebrated at the opening ceremony. Daniel, Buga took center stage. And the whole world went dancing again. Yeah, and Nigeria is, we're happy.
Yeah,
we're happy.
Yeah, that's real good news for us.
That's good news.
I mean, at least we played a prominent role in the opening of the World Cup in Qatar.
The opening.
Yeah. So
and the queues are back.
The queues are back, Helen.
I thought it was like a joke 3 days ago, on and off. But this morning, from yesterday, it's...
Yesterday was impossible. I couldn't get fuel to buy. And then today I noticed long queues.
Is there a reason for this? Nobody's saying anything.
Nobody's saying anything, so don't ask me. If you ask me, now who I go ask? Well, good news again is that Christmas is just 1 month away. Helen, I hope you're preparing for Christmas.
I am.
I'm coming over for Christmas dinner.
Yes, no wahala, you can come.
Okay.
And better news is that this show, in the next 2 weeks or so,
will be 2 years. We'll be 2 years old.
That every Saturday we sat here, with the lovely people, friends and family members out there, and did our thing. And we hope we have made some impact.
That's why they say how time flies.
Okay, so it's another great show today.
This is Still Today with John and Helen, live on PlusTvAfrica channels 408 on DSTV and 308 on StarTime. We stream live 24/7 on YouTube as well. And if you just joined the fun, we are pleased to have you.
Yep, we are. And due to social and environmental consequences, waste reuse, recycling, and recovery, they have become essentials in minimizing the environmental damage that could occur through indiscriminate waste disposal. Now, that's not all. Waste could also be a viable source of wealth creation.
Well, today, Olubunmi Agbaje, Managing Director and CEO, TEMOFLAK Nigeria Limited, an accredited environmental consultant, is our special guest. And together, we shall do our best to unbundle waste to wealth. You're welcome to the program, sir.
He was here a while ago. He is not physically in the studio. We're supposed to be taking our guests via Zoom.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to get that connection right, are we?
Yeah, we are.
Is he there?
Mr. Agbaje, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent. Now I can breathe. God bless you, Mr. Agbaje.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay. All right, but before diving into our discussion for today, yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you introduce him?
Good morning. I can hear you.
We can hear you. We
can.
We can hear you. Yes, thank you for joining us.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. Okay. So quickly, before we dive into the discussion proper for today, let's understand what waste is. How do we categorize our waste?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's a good question. So sorry for the little break in communication.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It does happen. All right. Waste can be simply defined as an unwanted matter that is no longer in use, or a material that has been used up, the useful part of it has been used up, left with the remaining part to be disposed. That is, in simple terms, waste is an unwanted matter.
Unwanted.
Unwanted matter.
Useless.
Unwanted
So to
matter
speak.
or material, yes, so
Okay.
to speak.
No, he didn't say
Say useless.
he didn't say useless.
The
He said
one saying
unwanted.
Unwanted. Not, yeah.
Now, let me ask you, sir. Sanitation challenges, seem to be, something that we have a lot of problem with. How do you think we can? Is it a matter of discipline or what?
Good question. Especially in our environment here, let's take Lagos State as a case study. First and foremost, our culture. There has to be constant advocacy and information dissemination on how we treat our waste, on how we can isolate ourselves from health issues and challenges. So it's about our culture. I put it to you now, you can see the amount of work that the Lagos State Waste Management Authority is doing, is embarking on, trying to sanitize our people on the use of waste packaging, in a way that you can have your biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, isolated and neatly packed to avoid any kind of pollution of the environment. So I think it's more or less trying to educate ourselves and also putting it into action. The constant information, out there saying there could be serious health implications when you don't package your waste effectively and in an environmentally friendly manner.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, is the concept of waste to wealth, is it targeted at environmental sanitation or targeted beyond wealth creation? The concept of waste to wealth, is it on environmental sanitation or is the target on wealth creation?
I think it's targeted at both. You see, because they work hand in hand. When you talk of waste to wealth, you are looking at improving sanitation and also being able to achieve energy creation in a manner that will reduce global warming. If you look at it, they are very, very interwoven. Waste to wealth basically is saying that you can easily get all these unwanted material, especially biodegradable waste. If you look at the dump site in Lagos, let's take Olusosun, you will see that the waste there, if well as converted as it is, it can undergo a process called biomethylation, which is just the usage of methane gas to convert to energy. This is obviously what you're doing is you're not contributing to constant conventional energy, which is the use of fossil fuel in the usage of a generator, where you burn carbon and you also contribute to the effect of climate change. So I think it works, it is interwoven.
Okay.
Okay, so I mean, this whole thing sounds so industrial to me, because no doubt, sorting of waste seems to be the greatest challenge for households. So, what's your take on this? How do households even initiate the sorting of their waste?
You see, first and foremost, if you look at it, some of us, especially we that have the opportunity, you see that in every household in the world, you find they have two ways being. Is that true? Most of the households you will see, it's a culture. We need to constantly educate everybody. We need a lot of information, determination, and a lot of training. Train people that your PET bottles and your plastic need to go in a certain container. While your banana peel and all other so that having that to be a way of life. There's nothing we can do other than going through the classrooms to constantly educate ourselves on how to handle our way from our home. But it is not too late. It is better late than never. It's obviously important that everybody knows that your plastic waste is different from your apparel and your leftover food.
Yes.
So to speak. Then we can now start incorporating that in our habits. And also, we are also encouraging the Ministry of Education to ensure that they start teaching our children from primary schools, both public and private.
Yeah.
They need to start having green clubs. When we start taking this from the children, from the infants, then it forms part of our habits.
Okay. Well, that's a new angle, and that's something I agree with totally, because I know that a number of primary schools and secondary schools are beginning to come up with more and more environment-friendly clubs where this information is passed on to them. But for us, the adults, I said at the beginning that we are really guilty. And the information is very little out there. You just throw your trash in one whole container. Nobody talks about, separating them for whatever reason we don't know. So that information is key. Now, there's very little that the scavengers can do when you talk of extracting wealth from the huge molds of trash that are available everywhere. We see them a lot, They come with the carts to your homes, and even at the big dumps, we see them, picking. How much, what's the role of this technology, if we can call it that the scavengers use?
No, the technology itself.
Okay, the technology, behind it, yes.
Extraction.
Yes, it's just, you see, we have a lot to do. It becomes even much more difficult when we have to rely on extraction and separation of this waste at the dump site. It becomes more cumbersome. That is why it is key that we take it, right from our household. You see, once we do that, we will get it right in outside the field. Now you see a lot of recyclers coming up on board. You see a lot of NGOs too, coming up on board. Right now, the Lagos Environmental Protection Agency, PEPA, is engaging on institutionalizing the usage of gas. They want people to start using gas as to burning of coal and oil. So all this is geared towards ensuring that there's cultural change. And I think, the earlier we start, the best. There's very little the scavengers can do because they are just individuals. We must employ adequate technology and training, to get far in terms of achieving results at the bigger level.
Yeah, certainly.
So and we've only talked of biodegradable waste and all. We've not even start talking of hazardous waste. We also have hazardous waste materials from health facilities, which the problem, even the scavengers might not even know or don't even know the effect of picking hazardous waste.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
there is a lot, that has to be done.
Absolutely. But you see, at the center of all of this, I see communication as, having to play a key role, because it looks like some of us are not getting it. We're just not getting it. Now, could you just tell us what has been the response by individuals so far in this call for waste management? And I stress the words waste management. What has been the response of individuals?
To a large extent, I can see some improvement. I have been a consultant now for about a decade. I mean, at least in the last 10 years. And I know where environmental protection and pollution control was. I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago and now. Now I can see a lot of individuals picking up PET bottles on the road and bagging it in exchange for cash. I can see it. It never used to exist. I can also see individuals, forming communities, forming associations, going to the beaches and doing some kind of cleanup. So we are, you see, our problem is the amount of our population in the state relative to the amount of waste generated.
Yeah.
We've got to look at the population density. The amount of waste likely to come out from that population. Huge and enormous. There is no control.
Yeah.
Even when the citizens are trying, and we still have influx of people that are coming into the state and causing pollution and all these environmental hazards, we're going to have issues. Look at all the drains. You look at the drains now, you see flooding. The effect of climate change will play a key role. There's intense heat now. It's from the effect of climate change. And you see, that's why what we can do is to keep informing them and advocate. Just keep informing people and keep making sure. And it starts, look in the mirror, start with yourself. And we all have a role to play.
All right. That's hard, John. We all have a role, and that's the fact, because the change must start with us, one person at a time.
Yeah.
Now, plastics, nylon, and PET bottles, they appear to be the greatest headaches in waste generation. Most of the things we use in our households, in offices, in factories and what have you, they are plastics, they are nylons and all. How do we overcome this? How has the Western world, the developed world, what have they done to turn this around?
Yeah, well, the global threat of waste management is plastics. And that's why the Western world, research has shown that they are really talking to, especially the Coca-Colas of this world, the Pepsi brand, or whatnot, that, look, there must be reuse of these PET bottles instead of producing more and more. What we need to do, because, a lot of people don't know that these PET bottles and plastics don't degrade in over 3, 4, 5, 10,000 years. They'll just be there. In fact, I know that in the US or China, they are creating vessels that all they do is to clean up the ocean at a single swipe, just to be able to cope with the pollution of these PET bottles. So they're doing a lot, but what they are trying to do mostly is also exchange for cash. There are points in the US. I know there are points in New York and I think Chicago, whereby you pick up cans, throw it in the machine, and you get paid for it.
Okay.
So we just need to create that sort of an atmosphere in exchange for a sort of remuneration.
Of course.
So that everybody's aware and we know that there's something you can get.
Yeah, of course. And we do totally agree with you on that. But you see, another thing
it's already happening here, but
it's happening here. Yeah. And then we've run out of time on this program.
Again.
Looks like we started just 5 minutes ago. But
Yeah.
I'll just squeeze in one little last question.
And then you answer very
and
quickly.
And then you answer in like 30 seconds. Now, do we really have what we can call waste in the true sense of it? Is anything waste?
We have waste. Ideally, we have waste. Of which can still be used. I'm not talking about hazardous waste now.
Okay. Yeah.
Those kind of waste are waste that have to be treated before even being disposed.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to chip in that we could start looking at a process with stock exchange, whereby the waste can be of value to me, and my waste can be of value to you. We start also looking. That is the angle I'm trying to look at it now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Waste can always be of value to us.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for.
Oh, God. We're so sorry. We needed more time, but the time has run out. So I believe that in brief, the issue of wealth to waste is in the
discipline,
in discipline,
yeah.
in recycling, in reusing, and all of that. And at the front of it is information, more and more information, so that we can move to act, because this is about everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Agbaje.
Thank you, Mr. Agbaje. Thank you for your time. Now, there it is, our conversation on waste to wealth. We must thank you again and again and again for joining the show. And we understand all there is to know there about, well, not all, a lot that we need to know about wealth.
We only scratch the surface.
Yes, we just scratch the surface.
Because there's still the issue of climate change and all of that. I'm sure that we will ask Mr. Agbaje to come back again. So it's been waste to wealth, how essential for us to grasp the idea of recovering all wealth to ensure that even the poorest countries are able to benefit from waste management technology. I dare ask, do we have zero waste? Is it possible? Thank you once again for your insight.
Okay, this is Still Today with John and Helen, and it's live. We're coming to you from the studios of PlusTvAfrica here in Lagos. A sure way to create wealth and minimize potentials of life is real estate. You will agree with me. So how much information do you have about real estate, property development, and most importantly, where and who to go to when you need solutions? You will get the answers from the expert in the Global Real Estate and Housing Solutions with M.I. Okoro and Associates. It's a new segment on this show, and we're here to tell you more about it.
Well, before that, let's invite Dolly Phillips, the beautiful professional Keep Fit coach. She's already in the gym, so let's join her.